Live.
Yeah,
Live.
it's the Memorial Day hangover episode.
It's Memorial. Yeah, it's a post Memorial Day late show.
Yeah, yeah. This is we're in our dad era.
Memorial Day, I was in bed by 9 o'clock.
Were you?
Man, I was like,
Yeah.
I was out.
You know what? I was in bed by like 8:30, but um, I'll usually go and watch like YouTube videos. Like my wife will fall asleep, and then I'll stay up, watch some YouTube videos or watch some Instagram reels because I'm a boomer.
Send me
Um,
like 9 reels at like
yeah.
11:45 at night.
Oh,
I'm like,
Dan,
does this guy sleep?
Dan, it should be way more. There's a lot that I go, am I sending too much? Have I sent too much already?
How much is too much?
Mm-hmm. Is it too late? Some nights Dan's up till 2 a.m. Some nights Dan's in bed by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a real roller coaster.
Yeah, last night around like 11 o'clock, I just couldn't keep my eyes open.
Oh yeah, that I was out.
There's some nights when I start to nod off, and I know to go to bed when I feel my iPad slam onto my chest, and I'm like, oh, all right, well.
I fell asleep with the Apple TV remote against my head, and it started like I guess scrolling, and they were watching Alice in Wonderland or no Wizard of Oz on the TV, and they're like, Dan, you're fast forwarding. I'm like, oh, sorry. I was like, I need to put this down and go brush my teeth. I'm going to bed.
You didn't hit him with the no. I wasn't asleep.
I meant to do that.
Yeah, I'm still watching.
I don't like the tree scene. It weirds me out.
I've been seeing a lot of reels recently. That's like when you fall asleep, with like a sound playing, and it's not like the 10-hour version. It's like you accidentally put on like the 3-hour version, and then it like skips to like your algorithm, and it's like some like song on your playlist or something.
Or it's somebody's cooking reels. They're just
Yeah.
like, this is how you make a chicken cutlet Caesar salad wrap.
Yeah. Where it's just like a lot of them. It's like I saw one where it's like it's the monsters at the beginning of Monsters Inc.
Oh yeah.
The kid in bed when he's like asleep, and then it's like when the night sounds end and your playlist starts, and it's like all of a sudden it goes from like waves crashing, and then Freak on a Leash by Korn starts.
Yeah.
And he like wakes up and looks at the clock. It's like 3 a.m.
Oh, that has happened.
Yeah. It's like it's like when you fall asleep like watching something on TV, and then when you were a kid, when after everything like when cable, or was it cable that used to like shut off like at the end of the night, and then you would get like static, or you
Oh
would just
yeah.
get like the American flag.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like Taps was playing or something.
It wasn't it was like America the Beautiful or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. And then or like
the worst is waking up to static.
I don't think I was old enough to remember that. I think the static I remember, but I don't remember the
No, the American flag one would be like they would sign off for the night.
Yeah. The ones I remember vividly are the middle school and high school. It would go to the Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah.
You'd be like falling asleep after WWE Raw, and all of a sudden it's just like Girls Gone Wild. And you're like trying to find the remote so your parents don't hear
it. Yeah, that was it was always terrifying waking up to the static. Like you fall asleep I would always fall asleep with like Comedy Central on, like Duckman was playing.
Oh yeah, the credit.
And then you wake up and like it's a static, and you're like, oh,
very Poltergeist. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, terrifying. And I don't know about you, Dan. Okay. And we'll kick the show off in a second here, but do you ever get an eerie feeling when when the TV cuts to the emergency alert system.
Just yeah. Well, man, there's been a lot of movies where like it's apocalypse, so every time it's like, God damn it, what's happening now?
Even right now, I just got chills thinking about it. I don't know, like, I don't know for some reason, like, just like, and it would happen at night too. You're just
Oh
sitting
man.
there, like, and the screen would go dark, and then like it would pop up and be like, "Ear, ear."
Or you hear the fire
This
alarm
is
in the distance.
yeah, this is a test of the national emergency system.
Not even like the pull the curtain back. We got the power plant,
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
off every Monday. But
Mhm,
like at night, like we're pretty close to like fire companies and they still
mhm,
have those fire horns that go off.
mhm.
And man, it's like it's like a bomb. It's like like a
Yeah,
bombing or
sirens.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're just like, oh, do I have to get in the basement or something?
yeah, yeah. That was rough when I moved out here in high school, and then like some days, like I would be home, and I just start hearing those. And I'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
2 o'clock on a 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, you're like, "Do I need to take?" Yes. Do I need to take these iodine tablets? Like,
Yeah. You're just holding them like, "Come on."
somebody give me something. Like you're waiting for Ricky Lake to turn over to the emergency alert system.
Do you remember the exact cabinet your parents kept them in so you knew where they were?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the kitchen.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I still remember the exact cabinet.
Mhm. Mhm. Um, all right, let's you want to kick this old shindig off?
Let's do it.
All right, I gotta do this. There we go. All right, let's go to the audio portion. Hey, we're back.
Hey.
Um, I'm just looking something up here. All right, let's go live with the audio here.
Let's do it.
Yo,
Yo.
welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. This is a late nights with Dan and Tom.
Late night with Dan and Tom.
I need like a good.
Alright.
Do we have something? Let me see. No, I don't have anything. No. It would have been cool if I had something like let's see.
Like some
Late,
smooth jazz or something.
yeah, let's see. What about this one? Late night with Dan and Tom. No,
It's a
that
little
won't do it.
it's almost there. Like if we were an R&B channel.
Late night
Yeah.
with Dan and Tom.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was it right there.
Late nights with Dan and Tom.
Nailed it.
Yeah, we're here. We are. This is the we said it on the pre-show. This is the Memorial Day weekend hangover episode. Not so much from drinking alcohol, but just the weekend in general, I think.
Yeah, weekend was a lot.
Yeah.
We had an entire I feel like the 2 to 3 weeks prior to Memorial Day, the week leading up to Memorial Day was all rain. So
Yes. Yeah.
so the week before Memorial Day weekend was the only sun we saw. So it was a ton of work to get ready for Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Getting the yard ready, getting the
Mhm.
porch ready, just getting everything in order to just enjoy being outside.
Yep.
By the time I got to the weekend, I was exhausted.
Wiped.
And now
Yeah.
I'm feeling it still.
Yeah. We got it was a lot of outside time this weekend.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of outside time. Yeah, we got the yard work done. We're in the garden.
Oh yeah.
Did some pressure washing this weekend.
There you go. Yeah.
Built some furniture. It was a real dad weekend.
Yeah, I did all the pressure washing every night after work last week. knowing that I wanted to get it done so I didn't have to do anything for the weekend.
So
I think all we did was garden. That's it, and it was easy. So
But that said, we are the best friends podcast in the world. We are your number one source for all things craft beer related, internationally acclaimed, Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops, high fives, and friendship. I am your host, the crispiest of boys, the crowd killer. Some call it the crowd killer of Crispies. It's Tom.
Oh, yeah. And I'm your other host, the Hop Master General, the Royersford Rattlesnake. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, it's Dan.
It's Dan. All right, everybody. You don't know how much I just had to scramble to get that going. I was like, my iPad was off. I was turning things, flipping things. The volume was down. I had to swing up. You only see from up here, but I'm like a duck on a pond.
Don't do that again. You're like shaking. You're like, you only see right here, guys.
You only see right here. I'm like a duck on a pond, You up here, everything seems nice and calm, but underneath the screen, it's just feet paddling, buttons getting hit, clicking,
outlets getting hit, and the whole computer goes down.
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time before that happens. I need to open it up, and I did take some compressed air to it.
Nice.
But regardless, we're still in the year of our Lord Jamie Josta. We haven't been very hardcore. We've been very 30-second punk.
Yeah, we've been a lot of 30-second punk. It's been a lot of hardcore punk.
Yeah.
We have to go back to the beatdown route soon for Hatebreed.
Yeah, we'll get back.
We got Jamie Josta here. We've been talking the year of our Lord Jamie Josta. Really been the year of our Lord, like I would say, like Toby Morse, little H2O. It's been more on that side of the hardcore lately.
Yeah, I agree. But regardless, we're back with another 30-second track. We are the best friends podcast in the world, and we are starting right now.
Wait, that was a fault.
Oh, did Tom really disconnect?
All the way through. Played all the way through. The recording doesn't know what happened, Dan. Recording doesn't know.
Too hot at your desk?
Yeah. No, I always forget that this little button sends it. I gotta remap my my mouse to not have this button go back.
It just closes you out.
Yeah. Do you know who that was, Dan?
Dead Kennedys?
No. That was a little band that you might have heard of called the Beastie Boys.
That was the Beastie Boys? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. It's OG Beastie Boys.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're back. Let's get this out of the way so we can really get cooking. All right, everybody. You know the deal. Follow, rate, review. Give us a follow on all major podcast platforms. Give us a rating. Dan, rating
5-star party, baby.
Shoot us a review. Take a couple minutes out of your day. Give us a review on at least Apple Podcasts. I don't know if Spotify. Still haven't confirmed if Spotify does it. But yeah, give us a review. Take a couple minutes out of your day. Do that. Helps us non-monetarily. If you do want to support us monetarily, there's two ways to do it. You can go to the link in our bio. As a listener support section, you go in there, donate a couple bucks. Can't get much more simple than that. The best way to support us monetarily is, Dan?
Sub with Prime, guys.
Yeah, if you have an Amazon account, who doesn't these days, link your Amazon Prime account to twitch.tv/bestfriendspod. You can subscribe for free for a couple months. A little ad-free broadcasting. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we do this all for free. We don't force you to pay money. You would just do it out of the kindness of your heart. And as always, we are a part of the Hopped Up Network. Hopped Up Network is an ever-growing group of independent craft beer podcasts, much like our own. If you like our podcast, you might like some of the others on the network. Check them out, www.hoppedupnetwork.com. I think that was record time, Dan.
That was good. That was good.
All right. Let's get into this beer. That makes part of me nervous. Just by the name. And we'll get to talking about some Memorial Day. We got things to talk about. We're starting late, just in time for Dan to be completely distracted by the Phillies.
Oh, it's perfect. I've been getting it set up during lo-fi. I'm ready to go.
All right, so we are going to be drinking a Helles Bock.
Yeah, it's a Helles Bock from Punch Buggy Brewing. Not going to pull up their Untapped because they have nothing describing the beer whatsoever. But I'm going to butcher probably the pronunciation of this. Sorry for anyone of our German constituents that listen to this, but Ziegenbier. It's a Helles Bock lager. Helles Bocks are also known as Maibocks, so it's perfect that we're having a May beer in May. So,
yeah. So Ziegenbier is our Helles Bock lager, which has a that seems weird. Helles Bock lager, which has a sweet malt aroma and
isn't that Bock lager anyway? Isn't that what Bock is?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Has a this is in the description. Bock lager, which has a sweet malt aroma and a light toasted flavor, which comes in at 6.9%. Nice. Which with a great amber color.
Nice.
Nice. 6.9% alcohol by volume. Good job, Punch Buggy.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's get into this. I got the old BJCP pulled up for the Helles Bock. The Helles Bock lager.
Been doing a little reading on this one here, and we saw that it said it was I think it says a Helles lager on the can. So I thought it was just gonna be like a Munich Helles until pulling it up and seeing that it was a Helles Bock out. Yeah, pretty good seasonal beer. We're about to close out May and might as well drink a Maibach here, close it out.
And who gifted us this one?
Oh, this is Andy Man, I believe. Andy? He's our Punch Buggy Connect. So
okay.
Props to the Andy Man.
All right. Let's give this thing a crack and get into it. Then 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh, that went up under my nail. I went in and we were already cracking. I'm like, you gotta go all the way now. Ooh, let's see this bad boy.
All right.
Yeah, so a Maibach, or a Helles Bock compared to like a
Bock
Munich
lager.
Helles. It's a Bock lager. It's a Bock lager.
Yeah. It's a layered lager with honey and walnut.
It's a layered lager cake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a
beautiful amber color on this.
Yeah. Really nice color.
Ooh, it does smell nice and bready. It's so comparatively to like a Munich Helles, which we're no strangers to on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The Helles Bock or the Maibach is slightly darker, a little sweeter, a little more full bodied. So, and it's bocked up. What they say is it's a Munich Helles brewed to Bock strength.
Okay. All right.
I love that. I love that term, brewed to Bock strength.
Okay.
So,
well, Daniel, Slancha.
Cheers.
Pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, there's that sweetness right there.
Yeah. Some would say for the OGs of the podcast, a cloying sweetness.
Yeah. The hop character is generally more apparent and the malt character less deeply rich than other Bocks. I was going to say this is a more moderate to strong, grainy, sweet malt aroma. Definitely has got that malt sweetness to it.
Yeah, deep gold to light amber color, check. Bright to clear clarity, check. Large, creamy, persistent white head, not checked.
Mine went away real quick.
Yeah, mine dissipated rather quickly.
I gotta say, it does have I guess it's that moderately strong, grainy, sweet, doughy, bready. Yeah, I'm getting that as we go
Mhm.
through it. I'm gonna let this sit, let it get a little warmer. But I like to get the box and lagers, right off the bat, get that nice crispness to it.
Yeah, this is right on. I mean, low to no fruit esters.
Yes,
There's a sweetness, but like you said, it's that like bready sweetness.
caramel, a little bit.
Well attenuated, not cloying, with moderately dry finish that may taste of both malt and hops.
I might be just like the first sip on it, but like as I'm drinking it, it's not as cloying. I feel like it's
Mm-mm.
drier now. It
Yeah,
just probably hit me because I haven't had a nice full bodied lager in a while. We're at the end of May now.
yeah.
This is the time where the light lagers, the Mexican lagers have been dominating.
Hmm.
And it's been like a different sweetness. It's been that corn sweetness. Right now we're getting like that malty sweetness.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And I like where your head's at. Is like let this get a little bit more towards room temp before we can talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah. But I'm starting to enjoy it. It's really growing on me right now. So I like this. I like a Maibach. It's that sign of the season. It's also coming full circle to like fest beers and like that strength of like an Oktoberfest. You're
Mhm.
getting like it's like a early preview. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
August is just around the corner, man. You can hold out. Have some of
Yeah.
these light lagers while you wait.
Darker lagers lie ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. So a little bit, let's see, a little bit about my box, also known as my box. So the Helles Bach is also known as my Bach.
Yeah.
But there is some dispute whether Helles Pale Bach and my May Bach are synonymous. Most agree that they are identical, but some believe that Maibach is a fest type beer, hitting the upper limits of hopping and color for the range. Any fruitiness is due to Munich and other specialty malts, not yeast derived esters developed during fermentation. The hops compensate for the lower level of Maillard products.
Ooh.
Maillard?
Maillard.
Maillard? Maillard?
Like the duck.
Well, that's Mallard, Dan.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
We don't claim to be experts, but we do enjoy a good beer.
mhm. So Dan, how was the brewery this weekend?
I gotta say, man, it's not a good weekend to work at a brewery. I feel like this Memorial Day weekend, years past, Memorial Day has been kind of like, whole weekend's been kind of a wash. Last
Mhm.
year, it's kind of a wash all weekend, rain. So it brings in a lot of people. This year, not so much. Yeah, people were outside. They wanted to be out. The only time, you don't make money all day, but then when you want to close at night, everyone starts coming
Oh,
out.
that's when everyone shows up. Um, yeah,
And you
I
have
mean,
late Phillies games too. They're just like, "You playing the Phillies tonight?"
yeah, it's odd because it's like I can't imagine the service industry doing extremely well
Everyone
outside.
was down.
Yeah, everyone's in the shore, right?
Not so
Most
much like,
people
yeah,
go to
the
the
shore,
shore.
or they're having barbecues because it's a nice day and they know
Yeah,
Memorial Day itself, the forecast all week was Memorial Day is gonna be a wash.
yeah, it was gonna be bad.
So Saturday or Sunday is the day you wanna get your barbecue on.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So
I gotta say takeout sales though. Can sales going out the door, man.
yeah,
People just coming in, and I gotta say, I've had this debate with people all the time, and I think
mhm.
we've talked about it on the podcast, as like brewery employees, and I've asked other brewery employees on the front of house, like when you are making can sales, do you expect to get tipped, or do you tip on can sales when you go and get takeout?
When I go and get takeout, I don't. So, um, so it's the same thing with like food pickups. If I have to stand the entirety of the transaction, I'm not tipping.
Okay. Understood.
So the serve, I mean, you're not pouring me a beer. You're walking to a fridge, you're pulling beers out, and you're tapping a button on a screen.
I agree. I see that side of the coin, and I've told people, like, because people always are like, "Do you expect to get tipped when you do can sales?" I was like, "No, I don't expect to get tipped when you're buying to go beer. I do expect something if you go, can I try this beer before I buy it?
Yes, then you're
Like,
servicing.
can
it.
I
Mhm.
can I get a little sample of it before I buy it?" And then if you're not
Yeah.
going to then just give a little something for me trying
Mhm.
to describe this beer to you, giving you a sample of it and kind of, going through the sale and the pitch of it, then, it's a jerk move if you're not going to do a little tip on that.
Yeah, because
I'm
you're
not expecting 15%, but
right.
something.
You're performing a service for them at that point. My whole thing with, like, if I order pick up beer, no, I'm not tipping, because you're doing essentially what I could do.
Yeah.
If I just let me behind the bar and I'll grab the 4-pack myself. Um, Same thing with takeout food. I put the order in online. Is the tip, if I'm giving a tip, is it going to you, the cashier, or is it going to the people who prepared my food? Because
Yeah.
if it's prepared, if it's going to the people in the back, sure, I'll tip, because they're doing the service. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know where it's going, and that's tough. Unless, like, you know, throwing in a tip if it's like well packaged and they included all my utensils and everything like that, like,
No, fuck that. You're
but
doing your job. You're
yeah.
doing your job. Customer hack: ask to taste the whole menu, then
Make
order a flight. Most bang for your buck.
Matt making my blood boil over here.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, Dan.
Costco's. I started like the one time I was like, I got real Costco going on over here. And I walked over and gave the guy his like third sample, but said it out loud to like 4 people who were sitting at the bar.
Yeah, it's I get wanting to, like, try beers. Like, my wife is one that tries beers, but it's like,
Especially if you're going to invest
sample.
in the 4-pack. I get it. Sometimes I'm like, hey,
Yes. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
if I have time, I'll get more than a sample. I'll be like, hey, can I just get like a 10-ounce pour or something? Just like
Right.
I'll
But
get like a substantial pour where I can actually enjoy the beer a bit.
But even that sample, I'm talking about people that are like what you were saying, the Costco guy. Like, if you're getting like 4, can I get a taste of this? Can I get a taste of that? Can I get a taste of that?
This hand motion right here, the little hand motion where they're just like, can I get a taste?
No, you could get this. You
Yeah,
could get this.
you get 5, 10, or 16 ounce. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But no, I
Yeah.
mean, and then I do, if I've never seen the person, you're the face of the company. So
Mhm.
of course, you bring it over and say, like, this beer is brewed with such and such, these are the tasting notes for it.
Mhm.
If you're into this style of beer, like, this would be the one I would
Mhm.
recommend for you. You're going through a more like of a, it's one part sales, but one part also you're the face of the company. And
I'm all,
if they don't tip, you're like, well, I remember you next time you come in.
Yep. It's also like,
Your samples get smaller.
get down to 2 like choices. Like, I want to either this or this, and like, hey, can I taste these 2 so I can make a decision?
That's good. Yeah. 2, you know what? But at the same time, not like I give one to you and like usually, and this is the thing, like as soon as you ask for a sample, you forfeit your right for an immediate beer. So what happens is,
Mhm.
if I have a full bar and
Right.
someone goes up and they're like, hey, can I try the Mexican lager?
Yes.
I give a little taste and I go
Mhm.
around and I get pours for everyone else sitting at the bar.
Which
And then
is
I come back to you.
incredibly reasonable. Here you are, taste this, figure out how you feel about it, and I'll be back.
Yeah. And then I also, if I come back and they're like, oh, can
I'll
I
be
try?
my Bach.
Yeah. Can I? Good. That was a good dad joke. I like that one. And if I have to come back and they want another sample, the samples get smaller as they go down. So
Yeah.
beyond 2, if you go for a third, you're getting like this much of it, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, if by the third you can't figure out what pint you want,
Right.
you're getting just enough to throw on your palate, and it'll
Right.
dry.
Coat your
it'll
palate
dry.
with this, loser.
It'll dry like a raindrop on like a summer sidewalk.
The problem is, like, most of the beer, like, there's not like an adjunct beer, sure, like I get that, or like if it's like an IPA that's hopped with something different, like a different combination, where you're like, I don't know how I feel about that. But most people that go into a brewery should know, like, hey, I like a lager, I like an IPA, I'm familiar with it's just, yeah. Also, make sure you're checking all those samples on Untapped.
Dude, I met a guy who does that.
That's
I met a dude. I went over, I gave the guy a sample, and he took a picture of it. And I just joked, and I was just like, checking it on Untapped. He goes, why, yes. And I went, oh, wow.
should have been like, gotta rack up those badges, huh, buddy?
Yeah, man. I was like, ooh.
Oh man, that's a different level of pathetic.
It is. It is. Yeah, that is Untapped. That is Untapped addiction.
Mhm.
I see it, man. I see it more and more though. Yeah, people ask before they're looking at our menu, and then they're looking at Untapped. They're like, I'm really interested in, like, being in May, the Mexican
Mhm.
lager. People just staring at the Mexican lager on Untapped. I could see it open on their phones. I'm like, just get it. It's good. It's a Mexican lager. It's really hard to screw it up unless you're just so bad it comes out looking like a hazy pale ale.
Yeah, I mean, I've made that mistake. I made that mistake, and it was the only time I made that mistake. That was, and I distinctly remember the beer. It was the I think lemon fluffy clouds, I think it was called, from Locust Lane.
Yes.
And I really wanted it. And a friend of the podcast was like, yeah, the Untapped ratings aren't that good. So I went with another beer, and I'm just disappointed that I didn't get it. And it was like, I wanted it. I wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And I let
ratings be damned. Let yourself be,
if you want to try, if you want to try beer, if it sounds good to you, just try it.
Yeah.
Go get it. And it's just, I don't know. I'm going to go on a rant about it. I'm going to go down to a hole. I'm going to start ranting about social media.
It's a rabbit hole we haven't opened in a long time with Untapped and just beer social media in general.
It's like,
man,
don't let yourself get swayed one way or the other. It's just drink what you like.
Drink what you like.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you like smoothie sours, we're going to make fun of you, but
we will.
At the end of the day, drink what you like.
You are low hanging fruit if you're just guzzling down smoothie sours.
Yeah. I'm a real craft beer fan. You're a soda fan.
Yeah, if you're real big into Bolt House beers, then
yeah. You know who I really love? I love 450 North. Like, yeah, you know who else I think you would love? 7-Eleven. Because you're just drinking a Slurpee at this point.
Quickie Mart squishy.
Yeah.
All I can think of was like, was that part where they get the soup? What was it? The super squishy? He's like, oh, that's good squishy.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the one that was like? It made Millhouse and
yeah,
is that the one super squishy? The one that
he takes a sip and his eyes go all crazy.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, that's good squishy.
Yeah. Let me see if I can bring that up. Yeah, that's some
super squishy Simpson. Yeah, hold on. I think I got it. Super.
You got it?
It was the super squishy. Yeah, it was Boy Scouts in the Hood. It was the 8th episode.
Oh yeah, it's when they they skip school.
Yeah, and they drink so many of them, they wake up and they're in the Boy Scouts. Remember?
Yes.
They wake up hungover in their Boy Scouts.
And all syrup squishy. Hold on, I got it here, Dan. Yeah, this is a classic Simpsons episode.
Mistakenly joins the junior campers.
Yes.
Lord gents, what will it be? Pooh, give us a super squishy. One that's made entirely out of syrup.
Entirely. And all syrup, super squishy.
They just walked into Imprint.
This thing has never been done.
Just make it happen.
Ooh.
It's literally this is the inspiration for Imprint.
Give us the all puree smoothie.
Yeah.
Everyone just turns around.
I don't think I think Apu is off of The Simpsons. I haven't watched in a decade, but I think
they
he got
did
cancel
remove him.
cultured out of there.
Wasn't it Hank Azaria who did his voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just stopped
dear.
doing it.
Yeah. Experimental. I mean, it's like the jokes write themselves for the.
I know.
For the
It's great.
Oh, she won't hold. She's breaking up.
It's crazy how much the craft beer industry and The Simpsons are almost aligned.
I mean,
We did the
Simpsons
can explosion before.
Yep.
Now
And
we're
this is-
doing
Yeah.
squishy smoothie.
This is Imprint trying to force out a new smoothie every other day.
I feel like we could take this clip and just like Photoshop over experimental, just Imprint.
Yeah. Some kind of smoothie. Yeah, it's the
Jamba,
lime,
we could put
yeah.
Fourscore.
yeah, it's the lime coconut chocolate. I don't know.
Banana.
Schmegma.
All done. If you survive, please come again.
Survive.
Here we go.
It's so thick.
This is every craft beer nerd.
Bart. Whoa, that's good squishy.
There it is. That's good squishy.
What's it like, Bart? Bart? Give me that. Okay, we're young, rich, and full of sugar. What do we do? Let's go crazy.
What is happening? Is that on my end?
I don't
Full
know.
of sugar.
No,
What do
it's
we do?
just a video.
Let's go crazy Broadway style.
All right. You got the point.
Oh, I feel like we could have done that with like Imprint.
Yeah.
I feel like with some few choice image changes, we can make that happen. Tom, download that video and send it to me.
Dylan's in here. We got together and we said Dylan's been at wrestling school. He's been really hitting the ropes and
He's been really hitting the spandex hard.
he's on a steady diet of Slim Jims.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The cream has been rising to the top for Dylan.
Dan, love the reference.
It's great. We need that for the soundboard. Just an ooh yeah.
Yeah. that's a good one.
Just that.
Yeah. Gonna finish my story against Cody. Some people will get that. I feel like there's a big I feel like there's a crossover of craft beer nerds and wrestling nerds.
Well, yeah. I mean, it
There's
was
a real big
huge.
cross section.
Well, it was huge even like 10 years ago with like Neshaminy Creek used to have wrestling matches. I mean, Philly Brewing Company had wrestling matches.
Well,
I mean,
look at the clientele, Dan. The clientele of craft beer, like the people that are really like
heavy set, bearded.
yeah. Nary a woman in sight.
Yeah. Every craft beer fan looks like Cactus Jack.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, there's that good crossover. But Neshaminy's having a wrestling match in July.
They used to do it all the time. It used to be a lot more prevalent back in the day. We talked about this. I mean, Non Heinous was a wrestler and he was doing that. He was doing I want to say he was doing the brewery circuit for a bit.
Brewery circuit. Yeah, you graduate from the the gym, the high school gyms to the shit. What I just blanked on the word. The like the where they kept artillery. I forget what they're called. Whatever. The gyms, essentially. They all became gym. And Chamonix fired their events guy, so they stopped.
Oh well, by the way, on
Common theme.
speaking of wrestling, on May 31st, Grayson is playing the 2300 Arena in South Philly. That is the ECW
EC Dub.
original ECW location.
EC Dub.
So they have a bar there called Bar 2300 now. I wish we
Mhm.
were playing in the wrestling rink, but we're not. But we're playing the bar next to it.
Okay.
So guys, May 31st, this Friday, come on out to Arena 2300.
When is
I
it?
will not be wearing spandex this Friday.
Okay. I will not be there. I wish I knew more in advance because I would be there with my barbed wire bat.
It would be essential. It would be a requirement.
Yeah.
It's $5 at the door or your barbed wire bat.
I'd be wearing Zubaz and smashing a Bud Heavy against my head with a kendo stick. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen a kendo stick since wrestling.
Labor of
Have you ever
love
seen
and-
a kendo stick outside of wrestling?
I don't think I don't
It's not
know
even a-
what the purpose of a kendo stick really is.
I think it's
outside-
martial arts, but I've never
it?
seen it in a martial arts application.
Dylan, get in on this kendo stick. I'm looking up the oh, you can buy one.
There it is, kendo stick.
Oh, it's a samurai practice item.
Yeah, so it's martial arts, but the kendo stick was always in wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah, what is a
Popularized.
kendo stick in wrestling? Yeah. It's a Japanese martial
Popularized.
art weapon used by
Yeah.
wrestlers to strike opponents. It's most commonly associated with Tommy Dreamer.
Mm,
It was used in
Really?
special gimmick matches. Brock Lesnar competed against Dreamer in 2002, but did not use the kendo stick during the match.
I mean, I mean, kendo stick was Sandman's thing. Tommy Dreamer
Oh.
used it, but I mean, I think that was an ECW thing.
It wasn't. Yeah, I think it was like they just laid him in the just just
Under the ring.
yeah under yeah. You pull it up. They had just stuff. They just laid him down there. They're like, put a couple kendo sticks and chairs under there.
I'm curious if that originated in maybe like New Japan.
Oh, do you think it kind of came over there as like something that they saw in New Japan wrestling?
Maybe. I mean, there was a lot of crossover with ECW and like the Japanese scene.
I bet. I mean, they were both like, yeah, I guess considered underground. I feel like our location made us more susceptible to ECW being like a
Oh, well, yeah, under the ECW was like totally underground until they like got really big and then they got on more like more cable views.
yeah. I feel like even the cable views were like our cable. It wasn't like Missouri.
No, ECW was huge all across the country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
it got
think,
big.
I didn't think it got out like as much.
Oh yeah.
Because like
Yeah,
it
they
always
were
reminded me
on-
as like that local band that got big. They were like the Wonder Years of wrestling.
So they were on like almost like public access here, and then it kind of got out, and
Yeah.
they got a television deal.
I thought they only had like local. I always thought it was like the
Mhm.
like Channel 7 late night or something like that. It was like
No. I want to say it was like TNN, but I could be wrong.
I think it was TNN. It was TNN. That's who it was.
Let me see. ECW TV deal. Yeah, they were on TNN.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Lasted 13 and a half months as part of an agreement between WWF and TNN. Raw moved yeah, they were TNN ran it and received so many FCC violations. Yeah. I want to know who.
That's the one that became Spike TV, right?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
so.
Because
Um,
TNN was the
The Man's Network.
the Nashville network.
Yes. And that got bought by Spike, who is the Spike, the channel for men.
Yeah, it was
Jeez.
men who drove rusted out Dodge Rams,
Mhm. Um,
crucifying Sandman on oh, yeah, dude. That was a bad one.
what's that?
The crucifying on
Oh
TV.
yeah, yeah. Well, WWE did that too.
Who'd they crucify on TV?
Um, what what's his name? Undertaker crucified Stone Cold
Holy shit.
on his logo, and he also hung the Big Boss Man.
Well, I remember that.
Yeah, they hung the Big
Yeah, I was
Boss
gonna
Man.
say that. I remember hanging Big Boss Man.
They tried to crucify Stephanie McMahon.
Oh man. Okay. That's coming back now.
Yeah. I'm looking it up. Yeah, before that, Hardcore TV. No, it was Syndicate Show. They were on TNN. It was a local channel. I don't remember what the channel was. It was like maybe WB, like channel 57.
That's what I thought. It was like the WB or something. I thought it was 57 like basic cable, and then it ended up being like channel 7 down the road or something, or CW.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Channel 17.
17. Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And that ends the wrestling portion of our podcast.
Man, that was such a long time ago.
What a great time. I remember being in my my grandparents' apartment and being like, all right, it's this time. I know I gotta be watching ECW.
Yeah,
It was the best.
ECW was the one like, yeah, your parents knew you watched Raw, but then like ECW had to like hide from you're like, man, I gotta put on ECW in my room.
Jesus, Dylan. He gives a piece of history where, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, Benoit didn't show up, and then they found out he killed his whole family after they gave the big tribute show to him.
Oh man.
Yeah, brought to a grinding halt.
ECW was just it was destined to fail. it was destined to fail on national TV.
Well, it was
Right now, if it came back out, it'd be okay. Be all right.
It hit at the peak of our country. Like 98, 99, 2000.
Yeah.
That was the peak of our country. It's just been we yodelayed all the way up to 90, like 2000. Yodelayed up to 2000, early 2001, and then pew,
Yeah.
came down like two towers.
Oof. I was gonna say, are the towers related to ECW's demise? By the way, you can watch all of ECW on Peacock.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because WWE bought them and they own their library. Yeah, you can go on Peacock and watch the whole thing.
Man, I'm gonna go back and watch ECW.
Yeah, New Jack.
New Jack.
Literally, yeah, no, he tried to legitimately murder two guys.
Yeah. New Jack didn't take shit, man.
No, New Jack was an actual gangster.
Didn't they try and bring New Jack into WWE or WWF? No, they never did. New Jack stayed strictly ECW. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he wasn't allowed.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh, with the hair too. Back when he had the hair. Or not the hair. Oh, look at it. Oh, dude, he's been around forever.
Yeah, he stabbed a guy a couple times, threw him off scaffolding. Yeah, what was that guy's name was like Transit or something. It was
He had
like
all the scars on his fucking forehead.
Oh yeah, from blading himself.
Yeah, he would blade himself all the time. His early pictures.
Jack, I can't feel my legs. You ain't gonna need them. He tosses them from the rafters.
Dude, he's been in there for so long. Like early pictures of him, he looks unrecognized. Like he looks so different when he started to when like the end. Like that scar just got bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it, I'll cut myself. Right. Yeah. There's ECW. If you're not familiar with Extreme Championship Wrestling, go watch some of the just go watch some of the old footage. There's the rise and fall of ECW is probably on Peacock, I would imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of great wrestlers went through there. But there was like so much crazy shit going on there. Sabu almost died like 3 times. It just I don't even know where to begin with that. But yeah, think of like all that, like Rey Mysterio went through there, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, like Eddie Guerrero, like all these like big wrestlers all made their, like Steve Austin came from ECW.
Yeah, his early days. Didn't he have like flowing blonde hair back then too?
So he was in WCW as part. He was part of the Hollywood Blondes. Him and Brian Pillman.
Yeah, that was it.
They were and he was stunning Steve Austin or something like that.
Yep.
And
he was stunning.
And then he went to ECW. And I think they made the decision to like shave his head or something like that. They needed to get him to like change his character around. He ended up going. It came out later. Essentially, ECW was like a farm system for WWE, and they were like playing it as like ECW as the competition. But Vince had a working relationship with Paul Heyman at the time, and like they would funnel talent through there. It's a whole thing. You can just watch the Dark Side of the Ring or like the rise and fall of ECW.
Is Dark Side of the Ring on Peacock?
That's on Vice.
It's on Vice. Gotta get Vice.
Yeah. Dark Side of the Ring is a great series. So Memorial Day weekend, Dan.
Yes.
I realized I think I'm in my yacht rock era.
Okay.
It was a non-stop yacht rock weekend.
Well, Tom, this isn't news. You've had these yacht rock eras.
No, I've always liked yacht rock, but it was always like, oh yeah, like, you know, I like this song, or like, you know, you throw it on to like as a joke, like, yacht rock, you know, you're gonna listen to some Michael McDonald. This weekend, it was literally from Friday. We went out golfing Friday. From then until yesterday, nonstop yacht rock.
Nothing in between, just yacht rock.
Just yacht rock, Dan. I went deep into the Doobie Brothers rabbit hole.
Just tan khakis all day.
Oh yeah.
Tan khaki shorts all day.
Yeah, white linen shirt.
Nice.
Yeah. I went to the gym today. Yacht rock playlist on at the gym.
There you go.
Yeah. Listen to some Loggins.
Ooh.
Loggins at the gym. I was I mean, I don't know what's happening to me, but
I usually get my logins post gym after I have my protein.
Then you get your logs in.
And I got my logs in.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a week off from the gym because of my my back, and then I went back to the gym, did my pre-workout, and the pre-workout that I currently have is never again, Dan.
Never again.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, after the gym, there were no logins. It was no logs to be seen, Dan.
Oof, ouch.
Yeah. Don't try anything called Favage, Dan.
No, that's not yet.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
No, it was it's turned my insides to liquid.
Oof.
Yeah.
You went Chernobyl on it.
Oh yeah.
You're just pooping your insides out.
Yes, I essentially have radiation poisoning.
You Chernobyled yourself.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm like, you know, I find myself like, hey, I want to listen to something. Mowed the lawn, listen to yacht rock.
Okay.
Little Christopher Cross, little Doobie Brothers, Kenny Loggins in there. Hall and Oates, Steely Dan.
I could see that there is a place for that, and that, the backyard hangs, nice chill music to kind of hang out to. I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's a good time. So, there's been a lot of talk about eras lately, and
You're in your yacht rock era.
yeah, I think I'm in my yacht rock era.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm in my hardcore rap era. Just hard. I listen to hardcore rap
Yes, you
all
are.
day, every day,
Yeah.
and people are just like, dude, that's all you listen to. I'm like, man, it just centers me. I don't know if it's because it's like a metronome in my head, like, because rap is just a steady beat the whole time.
Mhm.
I'm just like, it keeps my timing going well. Like I'm hitting the drums nicely, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
You're like, what do you listen to when you're not playing music? I'm like, I don't know. Jizza's kind of the genius, so I know his whole discography now. Him and Raekwon.
Raekwon the chef.
Yeah, man. You ever listen to Cal, little Method Man? Oof.
Mhm.
Front to back, every song on their albums.
Really opposite ends of the spectrum here.
I know. Inside this podcast, there are two wolves.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel? Did you finish the beer, Dan?
I did finish the beer. I gotta say it definitely started getting it got a little cloying as it got warmer. I'm glad I kept drinking it as I went, because I'm like, I gotta finish this, because it's getting like, it's definitely one you best served cold. Like, this is one you want to drink like cold. Got a little sweeter towards the end. But I feel like that might be part of the style. Like, when recommendations come for most box and lagers, it's best served cold. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's yeah, it was sweet. A little bit, definitely on the sweeter side, but I feel like it drank pretty easy.
it did. I found myself, as we were going hardcore into wrestling, just kicking this back.
Yeah.
Kendo sticks really got me going for it.
Matt said Summer of Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill, I'm like,
Dude, Cypress Hill definitely has some, like, the older, like, you have to get before, like, the Rock Superstar. It is so good.
Yeah.
It is.
Jesus. Is it no,
I
so-
had Rock Superstar come in on a mix, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go. I'll put it in. I'm like, man, this is bad.
so yeah, like
Did you ever
Cypress-
hear what was it, Get Back by Ludacris? What was the song
Yeah.
he did? Was it Get Back?
Yeah. Get back,
He-
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that song with Sum 41 in the background.
Yes.
You ever hear that?
Yeah, that one with heavy. The heavy. It not. I don't think it's all of Sum 41. I think it's only like
The
or did they-
guitarist.
yeah.
No, I think it's actually they all performed it
yeah,
live.
you might be right.
Yeah, it's the whole it's all of Sum
Yes,
41.
like the harder version of it. Yeah, the rock version of it.
Yeah,
It was nice.
There's some point where, like,
Dun,
where
dun, dun, dun,
where
dun,
new
dun.
where new metal, there's only one band that ever did it the best.
Yeah, there was that like crossover of like that like it was like 2000 where it was like there was that when it was cool to do like a rap song with like a metal backing.
Yeah, like Chino from the Deftones is in Rock Superstar from Cypress Hill.
Mhm.
And then you got Sum 41 doing, Get Back with Ludacris. But those like,
That was in the time of Jay-Z and Linkin Park.
Jay-Z and Linkin Park were great. I gotta say, that was probably one of the most, I would say, best organized, and I thought like it went over a lot better. I mean, Method Man and Limp Bizkit too. Just gotta say that one too.
Yeah. Cypress Hill is one of those things where it's like, if Cypress Hill comes on, I'm like, oh hell yeah, Cypress Hill. And if it's like Cypress Hill, if it's they're on and it's like I get like 3 songs deep and I'm like, all right. How much do you guys really like weed? Like, let's be honest. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you know,
I love the dynamic of the one guy with like the weird voice, and then the one guy who's like, "Yeah,
I got the Batman. I like to smoke weed. It's like,
smoke weed." Yeah, you get
it's
the one
like,
guy who just
yeah,
has the lower voice.
yeah. What was it? Be Real and I don't even
No one
know.
ever remembers the other guy. It's always
No.
Peter.
Yeah, it's just always Be Real. But it's just like all their songs sound very similar. It's
Did you
like,
know that Be Real has a podcast?
does he?
Yeah, he has a podcast. It's called Hotbox.
Oh, he went on dead. No, I mean, that
No.
completely tracks. Their whole personality is weed.
Yeah, so they have a hotbox where basically they just go in a car and they hotbox it,
Right. Yeah.
and they
tracks.
talk to people. They just basically, I think it was an interview with Mike Tyson. He said, "What was the highest you've ever been?" And it was when he went on Cypress Hill's podcast and hotbox, and they hotbox the car. He said, "I mean, to have Mike Tyson say this is the it was Sen Dog anyway. Is the guy we're always
Sen Dog, yes, that's right.
yeah."
Um,
But just how crazy it would be to like, this is how high they got that even Mike Tyson was like, "Yeeks."
yeah, yeah. I did a music video for a one of those like rap rock crossovers.
Oh
It
yeah,
was,
you did. The guys who wore the masks.
yes, I can't remember what their names were.
Weren't they from Ireland or something?
Oh no. You're thinking of yeah, no, you're thinking of oh shit, what was their name?
Yeah,
Now I'm the Rubber Bandits.
that's it. Yeah.
No. I did like a proper I did a proper music. It was like Rap Rock Superstar. Was that the name of it?
No, that's actually a Cypress
That's
Hill
Cypress
song.
Hill Rock Superstar. No, yeah, this was something. Oh, God damn it. I wish I could find yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. But it was like one of those ones where it was like a bunch of like rappers and they had like the heavy metal behind them, and it was like the whole song was basically like rap and rock could be cool together. Like that was the whole song.
Man, that was like that that was that late 90s right there, man.
Yeah. Well, this was, and they missed the boat because this was like 2010.
Oh man.
Yeah. Not the best timing on that.
But
I gotta
anyway,
find
yeah,
I gotta find that one.
I'm in my hardcore rap era, and I'm not pulling out, man. Every time I go to something else, like 4 Year Strong released a new song today. I listened to it. I was like, it's pretty good. I'm gonna see what this Capadonna album sounds like.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know who Capadonna is, he joined Wu-Tang Clan just as they broke up.
Yeah, he had great time.
So he technically has that title of
yeah.
I was in Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah. And they were right. They were right to keep him on the back end.
They were like, "Welcome to Wu-Tang Clan. We're all taking a break."
Yeah. Yeah, you do your thing, buddy. Whatever you do your thing. We're all going to release solo albums that are going to be way bigger than anything you ever do.
Oh man, and they did.
Yeah. Yeah. Surprisingly, Ghostface, I think, had like one of the best albums to come out from that group. Post Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I would say like post maybe. I mean, Jizza had Liquid Swords out around the same time Wu-Tang was still around.
Yeah,
but Jizza's Liquid Swords was probably the best solo album of anyone from Wu-Tang.
You're just saying like overall
best solo album of anyone that came out of
what was it? It was like 10,000 Fish. What was the name of I'm looking it up.
I would say Raekwon's got a pretty good one.
More Fish. More Fish from Ghostface Killa from 2006 is probably my favorite that came out of a Wu-Tang, one of the Wu-Tang members.
Oh, that's a good album. Yeah.
Yeah, and MF Doom producing on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I mean this was released in 2006. I mean this is
Yeah.
like late.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like I'm talking post Wu-Tang.
I mean technically they did come back in the 2000s and make another album after that.
Yeah, are you talking about the one that what's his name bought?
No, there was another one. It's got some weird
Oh god.
yeah. Oh, Only Built for Cuban Links, 1995's Raekwon's album.
That's a good one.
That is one of the best.
Yeah.
Ice Cream with Method
Yeah,
Man.
it's hard to beat
Ooh.
hard to beat Raekwon.
I would say Raekwon's solo album, Only Built for Cuban Links, and GZA, Liquid Swords, two of the best solo albums out there.
Yeah, I mean you had like Redman was never like he was never an official member of Wu-Tang.
He was never even like an unofficial member.
He was linked
Never,
to them, but
he was linked.
like,
He was never in a song or never did anything with them.
Right. He was linked,
Yeah.
like he was in like with that scene. He was just never like a Wu-Tang member.
Yeah.
But him and Method Man's album was
the Method Man Redman album was awesome.
Yeah. Iconic. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great one. Let's wrap this thing up, Dan. We're in an hour.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, yeah. Second Sin's dropping a barley wine on Friday.
Woo. Barley wine. It's getting warm out.
Yeah. Alan's getting ready to grab that and go to a desert island.
Yeah. Don't drink this high life. Drink a barley wine.
Yeah. Don't tell Richie. Richie got offended.
Oh man, he really likes Alan.
Yeah.
Him and Alan go way back, so
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah. I saw let's end this thing. We'll talk about it. All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. We'll catch you next week. This has been Best Friends Podcast, episode 215.
We out.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, he put that post out about when Alan posted about, was it 150,000 followers or something?
Yeah, but has he had 2,500 beers yet?
Almost. Yeah, he I think I threw that in there. My name's Myron. My name's Richie, and I've brewed on nearly 2,500 beers. When he was like, "You guys don't like Alan?" I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to like."
Well, one, he asked that, and that just confirms that he doesn't watch or listen to the podcast.
Oh well, yeah, we knew that, but
it's like, oh, it was a shot. It was a shot to the heart. I was like, he doesn't listen.
Yeah, but he like, and then I was like, is Alan Richie's dad or something? Like,
how great would that be?
What would like I was really expecting him to I was expecting him to answer. Just can't stand like I was all geared up to be like he's got bozo takes. Like none of he's never had a good take. Like it's always like
I don't think I've ever really agreed. I think there was one thing we watched where we went, but like it wasn't like.
But it's all like, don't like drinking Bud Heavies? Try this instead. It's a summer shandy from like not like you're not even comparing.
Yeah, just have this cream ale. You don't want high life? Have a cream ale instead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I
eat my shorts, Alan. That's what I say.
There you go. Bring it all back to the Simpsons. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, Richie grew up in kind of like the area that Alan's from, so I don't know. Like, I was like, is he a family friend? Like, why such a boner for Alan?
Yeah, I don't know.
Want a Desert Island beer? Have a triple Belgian.
Yum.
Yeah. He's a try hard. He's like that guy that like tries a little bit too hard to be like the craft beer guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like la fin du monde, like the end of the world.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. Um, it's just we could go on all day about it. It just there's so many. I want to say, yeah, he's the kid. He's the guy social media wasn't meant for. He's just putting out things that like nobody needs to hear.
I want to know why.
In that 150,
Even
I
if you
didn't
don't
watch
like
it.
IPAs, with it being the most IPA you can get.
Even you don't like IPAs, with it being the most, that doesn't make any sense. Like Cigar City High Life is like an iconic IPA. Like if you don't like IPAs, maybe you'll like High Life.
Yeah, he's like it's a good beer, but like I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I would say there are other IPAs over that, but hey, it's beer is subjective, and I feel like he just makes these blatant like I don't know. He just makes these blatant opinions where I'm like, no, that's wrong. But I'm trying hard not to be like subjective, but at the same time, when you compare High Life to a cream ale, it's apples and oranges, man.
Yeah,
You lost me there. You lost me at Desert Island Beers. I just don't. I think at that point you struck me as a tryhard.
100%. Yeah, it's
If you're doing like style by style, like hey, don't drink this High Life, drink this other lager that's similar. I'd be like, okay, I would give you a fair swing and like say, okay, what kind of lager is this? But you're gonna throw a cream ale out there just because it has fucking corn in it.
yeah. It's like you don't like High Life. Hey, try try this Trogs lager, or like a Victory lager.
Even if he tried even if he threw out a German like lager similar to it
Yeah.
or something, I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, now you're just being, you went from being a tryhard to being pretentious because now
Mhm.
it's a German lager you picked out of a bottle shop. Okay, I get it.
High Life is a tough one to be like, hey, you don't like this? Like, literally everybody likes High Life. The people who brew the beer that you're suggesting probably drink High Life.
They probably would say like wrong. High Life
Yeah.
is better than this beer I just made.
Let's see. Beer with Alan. I didn't even watch the video. Did you watch the video, Dan?
Which one? His 150K one?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it.
No, I didn't watch it. I saw he posted it and I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. Let's see.
Followers. I'm Alan, and I've had almost 2,500 different beers. I will have my 2,500th this coming Friday afternoon. So
Jesus Christ!
This page
What a
reached a
fucking
couple
dork.
of milestones in the past 24 hours. 150,000 followers on Instagram and 20,000 followers on TikTok. I'm so grateful to all of you for watching and commenting. To recognize that, I wanted to call out a special beer. I talk so much about Belgians and barrel-aged stuff with double-digit ABVs. I wanted to focus here on something more approachable. Cigar City Brewing from Tampa, Florida makes a lot of great stuff. They make a beer called High Life, which is just really good. It's not a hazy, it's just a traditional American IPA, 7.5%, so it has some strength without being overpowering. Not crazy hoppy, just smooth, tasty, a bit of citrus in the flavor, available across the country. Even if you're not a big IPA fan, I think you'll like it.
Even if you're not a big IPA fan, have an American IPA. Just what are we doing? High Life? Even if you're not an IPA drinker, here's a High Life.
Yeah.
Like I seriously think like he might just walk down the aisle of like the craft beer aisle in Giant and like, that one sounds interesting. High Life? What does that even mean? It just like it's all like big name, just like widely distributed beers. Like He doesn't
Yeah.
get like super local or
He does sometimes because that's how we found out he's from like our area.
Yeah. But it's like it just doesn't. Nothing makes sense. None of, like the worst part is like that we like. I don't know. He has 150,000. Now, how many of those are did he pay for? How many of them are bots? What's and I guess he's cross posting, but how many like how who? What's the crossover of like beer drinkers to TikTok? Like how who
I don't know, man. I guess an
20,000?
untapped market.
20,000 on TikTok? What do
Yeah.
you do? Like, I don't know. It just
He works hard to make blatant comments, and his comments are short, sweet. I guess like people are just like, all right,
he can
they're sold
maybe
on it.
he can get in the algorithm.
Maybe yeah. I mean, his opinions are very like narrow. Like he never it never goes on beyond like a 30 to a minute long like
Yeah.
review, and it's never in depth. It's very surface. It's at
But
it doesn't it lacks depth. Okay, that's
there's
what
a
I'm gonna say. It lacks depth.
there's a big trend right now of hate clicking or hate watching.
Oh, maybe
And
people are hate watching.
people make content for hate watching.
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't think he's blatantly doing that, but he might accidentally fall into that category.
People just
Because
hate him
guess
so
what?
much.
Guess what? We're hate watching, Dan.
We are hate watching.
We're hate watching.
It's like looking at a car accident, man. We can't stop. We can't keep our eyes on.
Beer with Alan. I wish it was driving off a bridge with Alan.
And driving into a goddamn bridge abutment with Alan.
yeah. I wish it was Paul Walkering with Alan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
When I see you again.
All right, Dan. Let's wrap this thing up. I'm gonna put this episode out. Do we have an episode name, Dan?
I don't think we came up with one. I don't know. Everyone had a keys for your spicy Belgians.
Yeah, what do we name this one, Dan?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Memorial Day hangover.
There you go. I like it.
There we go. All right, let's get out of here. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you.
See ya.